Welcome to Finance Deep Dive. Today, we're talking about a massive, and I mean massive, shift in U.S. drug policy. We're looking at some brand new tariffs that could completely change what you pay for prescriptions and maybe the entire healthcare industry. Let's get into it. Yeah, you heard that right. The United States is rolling out one of the biggest overhauls to its drug policy we've seen in decades. This is not some small tweak, folks. It's a fundamental change that could reshape the whole pharmaceutical world. And what's at the very heart of this new plan? A pretty powerful tool, tariffs, specifically on imported drugs. This means a lot of medicines made outside the US could get way more expensive, and that has huge implications for all of us. So what does this new policy actually look like? Let's break down exactly what's changing and how this whole new tariff thing is supposed to work. Okay, the main event, the big number, is a jaw-dropping 100% tariff. Nope, not a typo. We are literally talking about doubling the import cost for a whole lot of brand name and patented drugs coming into the country. Now, it's worth noting the rollout has had some delays, but the target is crystal clear. Drugs that are manufactured overseas. This is a really direct attempt to shake things up and influence where companies make their medicines. But there is a potential way out for some companies. If you commit to building new factories or expanding your operations right here in the United States, you might get an exemption. It's a pretty clear incentive to bring production back home. So, what about generic drugs? The cheaper ones that so many people depend on? Well, they aren't being directly targeted, but a lot of experts are worried about a ripple effect. These new pressures could have some serious, unintended consequences for them. Which brings us to the big question. Why? Why make such a huge move right now? Let's dig into the main reasons behind this policy shift. First up, the big one is reshoring. The idea is to rely less on other countries for our drugs, especially major players in the pharma supply chain like China and India. And that ties right into national security. The thinking is that if we have a stronger domestic supply of essential medicines, we're not so vulnerable if there's another global crisis or health emergency. These tariffs are also a pretty powerful bargaining chip. The goal is to make it financially smarter for big foreign drug companies to build their factories inside the US, instead of just shipping their products here. And of course, there's the jobs angle. This policy fits right into a bigger picture of protecting American industries and creating more high-skilled manufacturing jobs here at home. Okay, so we know the why, but what about the what now? What could this actually mean for the country and for you? Let's look at the potential impacts. The most direct concern? You guessed it, sharp price hikes. If drug companies pass these new tariff costs onto us, the consumers, we could see the price of many brand-name drugs shoot way up. And it doesn't stop there. Big insurance providers, including government ones like Medicare and Medicaid, would also be paying more. That could easily translate to higher healthcare premiums for everybody. And remember those generic drugs we mentioned? There is a real risk here. If profit margins get too tight, some companies might just stop making certain low-cost drugs, and that could lead to serious shortages. When you put it all together, this policy could seriously shake up the whole pharmaceutical industry. Smaller companies might really struggle to handle these new costs, which could mean less competition down the road. So it all boils down to this one giant question, right? Are these tariffs going to successfully build a stronger, more self-sufficient U.S. drug industry, or will they just end up making healthcare more expensive and harder to access for patients? The stakes are huge, and frankly, there are no easy answers. If you liked this video and what we're doing here, don't forget to subscribe. It really does motivate us to keep making more content just like this. Thanks for watching.